What's up? What's up? What's good to everybody? And as always, I like to welcome you motherfuckers to the hood on lock. I am the realest motherfucking platform on YouTube. It's been proven. It's been said many and many times by some of the fuck niggas. And as I stand here a real nigga, I'm still here today. What's good with everybody? As always, I definitely want to give a shout out to those that tapped in with me, who I look as my true supporters, y'all. Stepping in the building first, I gotta give a shout out to Vicky Love, man, my new ride or die over here at the Hood on Lock. I don't know where she come from. I've said it before, and I still stand on it. But I definitely glad she's a supporter. She's over here rocking with me. Salute to Vicky. What's good with you, baby girl? Right up under her, I see my girl Miss Star in the motherfucking building. What's good? Hood on Lock. Salute, y'all. And right up under her, I see my nigga G Wayne in the motherfucking building. What's good, Hood? I'm sure I ain't got to tell y'all to hit that motherfucking like button, being my true supporters, and I appreciate y'all being here. Smiley Smile, salute, baby girl. And I believe Smiley Smile sent me a tip donation at the end of the show yesterday, I believe. If that was you, Smiley Smile, which I believe it was, thank you. I appreciate it. I got it. And I was going to make sure I said thank you to Tanya. I believe that's the person. I think that's Smiley Smile. And again, happy 60th birthday to Smiley Smile. I know it's the day afterwards, but y'all still show us some love in the chat from the Hood on Lock. What's good to Susie Johnson tapping in? She's also supported the channel. I appreciate her tapping in. She says, salute, Hood. I smashed that like button. That's all I can ask for, and I appreciate anything else you guys do for me. And then right up under her, we got Rob Thomas in the motherfucking building. What's good with you, Rob? Appreciate y'all tapping in. Well, y'all know yesterday I brought y'all the content of the mass shooting at Oxford High School. Also showed you guys who the parents was. And you also heard from the DA as well as other officers that there was a possibility that the parents could be facing charges. Well, we found out earlier today that the parents will be facing charges. The crazy shit about the parents facing charges is they are now on the run. The parents have seemed to disappear. So we go tap into some of this content and find out what's really going on. Oh, and as always, I'm gonna put the link in the chat for those that want to come up with voice your opinion. The phone number will be scrolling at the bottom of the screen, as well as the multiple ways you can sell donations to the Hood Unlock. I appreciate it all. It's all for the movement of what I'm doing. Um, also, the mother texted her son not to do the shooting, so she was aware. And other than telling him not to do it, she didn't do anything else which could have prevented it. And I think that's what brought on the charges, y'all. So we will go ahead and check out the review, and y'all tap in and let me know what y'all think. I will be dropping the link as the video plays.
The parents of the teenager accused of killing four classmates at a Michigan high school have been charged in connection to that school shooting. James and Jennifer Crumbley were each charged with 4 counts of
I
involuntary
appreciate you being
manslaughter. This
honest,
comes
Smiley Smile. I
as their
appreciate it,
son,
though.
the suspected gunman, 15-year-old Ethan Crumbley, allegedly used his father's semi-automatic handgun in that shooting.
While the shooter was the one who entered the high school and pulled the trigger, there are other individuals who contributed to the events on November 30th, and it's my intention to hold them accountable as well. It's imperative we prevent this from happening again.
The suspect pled not guilty to several charges, including first-degree murder. Crumbley's next court appearance is scheduled for December 13th.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great.
So you likely heard them speak of the parents actually being charged by the same DA that's charging the killer, the 15-year-old boy. Now let's go ahead, tap in, listen to this, y'all. Let's go. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. As always, y'all welcome to the motherfucking hood.
Good afternoon. I'm Karen McDonald. I'm the Oakland County Prosecutor. Thank you for joining me.
Come on up, Susie. Come on up, Susie.
It's been a devastating week for all of us as we continue to mourn the loss of the 4 children who were shot and killed this week in Oxford High School. We've heard some positive news that some of those injured in Tuesday's shooting have made some progress recovering from their physical injuries. While the physical wounds of the victims are starting to heal, the emotional wounds to the victims, students, and the entire community will last for years. I continue to work with Oakland County Sheriff Mike Bouchard and his team to stay close to the facts and evidence of this case as it continues to evolve. My role as the Oakland County Prosecutor is to seek justice for the victims of this tragedy. The family, friends, and loved ones of Hannah St. Juliana, Madison Baldwin, Tate Murr, and Justin Schilling, and the other victims have had their lives shattered. As I mentioned a few days ago, I did have the opportunity to speak with the parents of the children who were killed. Additionally, my office has reached out this morning to all of the victims who were injured. And we continue to be dedicated to offering them services and support during this time. While the shooter was the one who entered the high school and pulled the trigger, there are other individuals who contributed to the events on November 30th, and it's my intention to hold them accountable as well. It's imperative we prevent this from happening again. No other parent or community should have to live through this nightmare. I have shared previously, and I will reiterate today, that gun ownership is a right, and with that right comes great responsibility. Based on the information and evidence I have received, today I am announcing charges against the shooter's parents, Jennifer and James Crumbley.
Dum da dum dum.
The charges are as follows. James Crumbley is charged with 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter. Jennifer Crumbley is also charged with 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter. I will now publish the details that led to that decision and have already previously been made public, which allows me to comment on them in a swear-to that has just taken place in the district court by Officer Tim Willis, Detective Tim Willis. The investigation into the school shooting incident at Oxford High School, which occurred on November 30th, 2021, has revealed that James Crumbley purchased a Sig Sauer 9mm model SP 2022 from Acme Shooting Goods in Oxford, Michigan on November 26, 2021. A store employee confirms that Ethan Crumbley was present with James at the time of the purchase. Per statute, James Crumbley completed ATF Form 5309A. On or about November 26, 21, Ethan Crumbley's social media posts reveal photos of the semi-automatic handgun, along with the caption, "Just got my new beauty today."
For those that tapped in with the hood on lock yesterday when I first previewed this story, I told y'all it sounded like the father took that boy to the gun shop and bought him that gun for these very fucking reasons. Now we hear the district attorney or whoever this lady is telling y'all the same shit a day later that the hood told y'all yesterday. Man, y'all hit that motherfucking like button, hit that subscribe button. Welcome to the hood. I'm the realest nigga on this motherfucker. I told y'all the shit was looking real rocky, man. If y'all fuck with me, send some donations through Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, PayPal. Use the name or the number on the screen to do it. Also, I will be putting a little scanner code on the screen. But remember, the hood told y'all yesterday, this just came out today, that father bought that shit for that boy. As soon as he bought it, they say he posted on social media saying what? He got his new gun today. Told y'all. Let's go.
Including emoji with hearts, Sig Sauer 9mm. Any questions I will answer, end quote. Subsequent to the purchase of that weapon, one of Jennifer Crumbley's social media posts on about 11/27/21 read, quote, "Mom and Sunday testing out his new Christmas present," end quote. On November 21st, 21, a teacher at the Oxford High School observed Ethan Crumbley searching ammunition on his cell phone during class and reported the same to school officials. Jennifer Crumbley was contacted via voicemail by school personnel regarding that son's inappropriate internet search. School personnel indicate they followed that voicemail up with an email but received no response from either parent. Thereafter, Jennifer Crumbley exchanged text messages.
So the school tried to notify the parents that their son was researching ammo. Not to mention, once again, he had posted this fire weapon on his IG. The parents either ignored it or I'm gonna say they probably ignored the shit because it looked like they was in on it. But for facts purposes, I'm gonna say they either didn't receive it or didn't care to respond to it.
About the incident with her son on that day, stating, quote, LOL, I'm not mad at you. You have to learn not to get caught, end quote.
Bingo! That's why they was charged. The mother said, I'm not mad at you. You gotta learn how not to get caught. Okay, the young man's 15 years old, and I'm not making no excuses for his ass. But his parents have to be some of the dumbest. And when I say dumbest, I mean with all due disrespect. Some of the dumbest motherfuckers on the planet. The father bought the gun, and then the mother turned around, and after the shit happened, it wasn't a text of sincerity or scaredness or concern or any of that. It was strictly, son, you should have learned how to do it without getting caught. And I'm pretty sure that's why they decided to charge these motherfuckers. Susie said she told him she wasn't mad at him, just don't get caught or something. Exactly. That's exactly what you said. School made them aware of the pictures drew of killing kids. G. Wayne said, if a child uses a parent weapon and kills someone that the parents whose name is in, they get the charge for the crime. I know in a couple of states. If the gun isn't properly stored, then yeah. But if you somehow stored it properly and they somehow broke into it, then I think it kind of changes. But yeah, G. Wayne, I know exactly what you're talking about. Smiley Smile said they on the run. Hell yeah, they on the run. Them motherfuckers is in on this shit. The parents bought him the gun and taught him how to shoot, even though the school told them they was concerned. Yeah, we just heard her say that, Susie. You on point with it. Rob Thomas said should be second degree involved if the easiest charge to beat or be slapped on the wrist for. Yeah. They aided and assisted in the shooting because they bought a minor a weapon of discretion for criminal negligence with intent of criminal misuse. True, G Wayne, but you know they white, so this is just part of their process. If it was us, they be trying to throw our parents up under the bus. See, not to be racist, we steal guns and white kids' parents buy them guns. Ooh, cold scenario though. Nearly everyone dropped the ball on this. The one teacher who gave a damn was basically brushed off. Yeah, spoon bending. We just heard that from the DA. Is the kid dead? You know damn well he wasn't. He ain't dead. They took him in with no problem and probably bought him some damn Burger King on the way to the damn jail. The kid that did the shooting, nah. All right, let's go ahead and listen to what she's saying, y'all. Oh, Miss Laker, what's good with you?
Man, what's good?
Oh, turn your shit down a little bit, baby girl. Is that? Hold on, my bad. That's my headphones. What's good? You tapping in? What you think about the story?
This was social media get you for everybody running social media seeing everything. That's the only reason why they charge because he went on the social media putting the gun out there, and they went on social media saying what they said.
Right.
If nobody ran the social media, his parents would not be charged.
And it's funny how even after the fact, the mom would text what she texting. And I believe that's what really triggered it. Even if they was 50-50 on whether they should charge him, reading that text probably pissed them off. Like, what you
Right.
mean? You got to learn how not to get
Not
caught.
to get caught. So you
Not you
agreed to
should
what he
did it.
did.
Yeah, not you shouldn't have did it. So we already think you guys purchased the weapon to help him do this, and now we can pretty much assume that because you text why you didn't text why did you do this, son? You fucked up your life. You should have never did this. We wish you would have never bought you that gun, or we wish you would have put none of that. It was You got to learn how not to get caught. At that point, how can you not feel like they have some
It has something to
involvement
do
in it?
with it.
Exactly.
And this that new era of, instead of being parents to our kids, we want to be our kids' friends. You know what I'm saying? We're not their friends. We're supposed to be
Well,
their
you know
parents.
what? It's not wrong with being your kid's
No,
friend,
no, no. I'm
but
talking about to a friend
you
that you stoop to their level and
right,
condone what they're doing.
right. You got to know when to turn the friend on and off.
Right. That's what I'm talking about. Parents that
Like,
be friends don't know when to turn the parent on and off. They
like,
just say they friends. And you
for
can't
example,
turn, once you become your child's friend, it's hard to turn the parent on and
right,
off.
and that's true because I see it already happening with me and my son. Like, for example, growing up, if we say anything disrespectful out of line, we got beat the fuck up straight up. And I always grew up with them same morals, but for some reason, I can't fuck him up even when I want to. So he'll say stuff to me that I would tell myself I would never let a kid say to me, but I laugh at it. It's funny to me. But
It's not funny though.
but because I do that when I'm serious, he don't know the difference, which gets him fucked up.
Right.
So I had to stop with so much uh, allowing him to say or do certain things because, like I say, he's not old enough to know when to turn it off, which gets him fucked up when I'm not playing. So I definitely get when people say like, I ain't gonna say don't be a friend because that friendship is what gets your kids to feel
Oh,
open
I'm
enough
my
to talk
kid's
to
friend,
you.
but I ain't their friend like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
I'm not your girlfriend. I'm not your boyfriend. I'm your mother freaking parent. I'm your mother.
right,
I'm not your
right.
friend. I'm your friend. I want you to come to me when something going on. I want you to be able to talk to me and all of that. But you're not finna disrespect me. You're not finna treat me like I'm your equal. None of that.
Right. Well, let's finish listening to what they got to say. Anybody else got an opinion, hit the StreamYard link and the call-in numbers at the bottom of the screen. And as always, I'd like to welcome y'all to the hood. I am the motherfucking king of motherfucking content.
King of content.
On November 30th, 21, the morning of the shooting, the next day, Ethan Crumbley's teacher came upon a note on Ethan's desk, which alarmed her to the point that she took a picture of it on her cell phone. The note contained the following: a drawing of a semi-automatic handgun pointing at the words, quote, "The thoughts won't stop, help me," end quote. In another section of the note was a drawing of a bullet with the following words above that bullet,
If
quote,
y'all
"Blood
appreciate the
everywhere,"
content, show the
end
hood
quote.
some love, y'all. Let's
Between the
go.
drawing of the gun and the bullet is a drawing of a person who appears to have been shot twice and bleeding. Below that figure is a drawing of a laughing emoji. Further down the drawing are the words, quote, "My life is useless," end quote. And to the right of that are the words, quote, "The world is dead," end quote. As a result, James and Jennifer Crumbley were immediately summoned to the school. A school counselor came to the classroom and removed the shooter and brought him to the office with his backpack. Counselor obtained the drawing, but the shooter had already altered it. The drawings of the gun and the bloody figure were scratched out along with the words, "Help me," and "My life is useless." "The world is dead," and "Blood everywhere." Those were all altered by him. At the meeting, James and Jennifer Crumbley were shown the drawing and were advised that they were required to get their son into counseling within 48 hours. Both James and Jennifer Crumbley failed to ask their son if he had his gun with him or where his gun was located, and failed to inspect his backpack for the presence of the gun, which he had with him.
Y'all pay
James
attention.
and Jennifer
Y'all
Crumbley
pay attention
resisted
to all the negligence on the parents' part. Again, y'all, and again, it's just my personal opinion. Both parents was in on this shit. I think they knew about the initial plot to even do this shit. But again, that's just my opinion, and I don't spread no lies and no conspiracies. So remember, that's just the hood's personal opinion.
Hold up. This is what I'm wondering. Like, if you saying it was his parents' job to check his book bag and stuff like that, if y'all found that note on him and his parents didn't do it, as security, I mean, like, there's no security in the school. Like, y'all don't check book bags before they come in, or like, did nobody pat him down or none of that before that?
They don't have that, and then you know how society is. If you was even with the letter, right? If you decided just to do that one kid, and the parents as grimy as they is, they'll make it look like he was picked on or he was singled out. Then you got to deal with lawsuits and protests and all that other shit.
No, but you sign those handbooks and they have a zero tolerance thing. With him doing that, he ahead of time told his intentions. So they could have beat a lawsuit. I could have beat a lawsuit. I'm gonna tell you that. If you'd have searched him and his parents would have said that he was discriminated again, I could, with the evidence they had, you could beat a lawsuit. Trust me.
Right. Well, they definitely on both parts should have did more than what they did, but
Yeah, right. The school at fault too. If I was the
right,
parents and the kids got shot, with all the evidence they giving up, I'd have found a lawsuit on the school.
right.
Instead, James and Jennifer Crumbley left the high school without their son. He was returned to the classroom. When the news of the active shooter at Oxford High School had been made public, Jennifer Crumbley texted to her son at 1:22 p.m., quote, "Ethan, don't do it," end quote.
Okay, hold up. So she texted this
Dang, she
before,
knew ahead of time.
right?
Wow.
She texted this shit before he did it after they just had a meeting about him planning to do this shit. And like she said, after the
He left
meeting,
her child
they
there too, knowing that he was
they
going to do that.
they didn't check his backpack. And why the parents didn't check his backpack? They already knew. Again, it's just my opinion. What the fuck was going on? He returned to school, and the gun allegedly was in that backpack on premises that whole fucking time. Nobody checked it. The parents didn't check it. You see, that they throwing the parents under the bus, which they are at fault though. But I don't know why, like you said, Miss Laker, why they didn't check it. School security. It's
Right.
even the parents in, they didn't do it, so somebody needs to do it.
Yeah, they all responsible. But not only this, listen, they just threw out there publicly his defense. I would eat
Right.
them alive right now.
Now
He
check
mentally
this
ill.
out.
He
Why
mentally ill. Y'all
why
admitted it. He needed
why
mental help.
but hold on. Why the kid now that the DA then said this, or the prosecutor, why the hell is the parents only facing the charges that they're facing? She knew ahead of time what he was going
It's
to do.
premeditated murder. It
Right.
ain't no
So
involuntary manslaughter. It's
right.
premeditated.
So why are the parents getting hit with the bullshit? Like now that I hear, and keep in mind, yo, I have not watched this whole video all the way through, and I did not hear this part that I'm speaking on now. So I'm just as shocked as some of you guys probably are. But the mom text, "Don't do it." Now check this out. Did your son tell you at that meeting after school he was going to do it? Or did he tell you before he went to school? Or was it? It had to been planned. Check this out. They had the meeting, and then she texting, "Don't do it." So she even knew probably before the meeting what he was going to do. Why would she text that unless she knew?
Unless she went from the picture and said that, okay, because he drew the picture, like whatever you think it, don't do it. She can use
Nah,
that for a defense.
they
Yeah,
knew
she
he had.
can.
Look, they knew they knew they had
But
caught
then
the gun.
she should have searched
Hold
to see
on,
where the gun was
hold
at.
on. They knew he had the gun. Not only did they know he had the gun, they he posted on social media. Like, nah, these parents, they getting a slap on the wrist. These motherfuckers knew, especially the motherfucking mom. I thought the daddy was the main one in on it. They both was in on it, but the mama, I thought she know more than what the fuck I was giving her, my nigga. Like, it's like she 50-50 in this shit.
I'm just gonna say, as a parent, if it had been me and I knew my child had a gun and he did that right then and there, I'd have put him to the side, and be like, "Oh, bro, let me get that. Do you
You
got it
went
with you?"
and bought that. You went and bought it
I
for him.
wouldn't.
So
Yeah, I wouldn't. You
that's
know what I'm
why
saying? But
look, they didn't go take it because they bought it for him.
that's not. Let me tell you. I mean, yeah, they did buy them for him, but let me tell you, my kids know how to use a gun. I mean, I'm gonna say my grandchildren, because my grandchildren only minors. All my kids grown, but my minor grandchildren know how to use a gun, and they have respect for a gun though. You know what I'm saying? But it's only if Granny don't get to it and something happen, you go get it and you
Right,
bring that. You come handle
right.
business if Granny can't handle. You know what I'm saying? But they know, like I said, my gun's secure most of the time. You know what I'm
Hold on.
saying?
Let me jump in my chat. G Wayne said he needs some mental help. He will get criminal insanity for that, and he wiped
Thank you.
the hell.
Yes,
Hell yeah.
yes.
John Lennon said, "Let's go, Brandon. Are you supporting that bullshit? I'm gonna put your ass in timeout, folks. You think about that. What's there in the corner? We don't support nobody going to school killing nobody, bruh. I don't know what kind of shit you on.
Now, see, we didn't have security in school either,
Hold
and I
on.
went to school in the 70s and the 80s.
Spoon Business said, no doubt. I was in high school in the early 90s. They had random locker and bag checks at least twice a week. They searched
Yep.
everyone. Okay. She White said, but they knew about it. Probably told him to draw that shit if they said you shouldn't have gotten caught. But hey, but they had probably caused to search him for with the drawings. Oh, that's who sent the donation. Now, Tanya. Hey, I appreciate your donation you sent me at the end of the show yesterday, Tanya. I appreciate it, and I love when y'all hit that tip jar at the end of the show as well. So, salute to you. Appreciate you tapping in. Susie. Oh, yeah, Susie, I just got your donation. I appreciate you showing support too. You always show support when you come through, and I appreciate you. Uh, Susie said he was drawing pictures of killing dead kids. See? I don't know how many times we had this scenario and these motherfuckers still act like white folks is cool. But let a nigga have a picture of a gun, nigga. They about to search him, his mama house, call CPS, and all kind of other shit. We keep seeing white people do this, white kids do this shit, and even with the clues in their face, these motherfuckers still hesitate to move. Spoon Business said at the very least the charge should be accessory to murder. Exactly. That sounds more fitting for these motherfuckers. But even with the bullshit charge, they on the run. It was premeditated massacre. Susie said the school told her she should go home, but the parents said no. She said, "You're welcome." Okay, yeah, that was you, Tanya. I appreciate it. Susie said, "Prayers to him." All right, let's finish what they talking about. Again, for those that just tapping in, the DA said the mother texted the son after the school meeting about his pictures and photos and drawings and shit of hurting kids. She texted him around 1 o'clock, "Don't do it." So either the boy told her at the meeting at school he was gonna do it, or the boy told her ahead of time. But either way it go, whether it was ahead of time or at that moment at the school meeting they had, she was already aware of what he was gonna do. I don't get how they get a slap on the wrist, but we go to prison for grabbing candy bars off the stove. Let's finish listening.
What about that black mother who was homeless and sent her child to the school in where she parked her car at? She got 15 years for that. Remember,
Right.
just because she wanted her child to get a good education, they was homeless.
James Crumbley called 911, reporting that a gun was missing from his house and he believed his son may be the shooter. Further investigation revealed that this
Wait. Ain't this some white people shit? Y'all buy the nigga a gun. Your wife tell the little nigga not to do it, which means she knew what he was gonna do. And then after it happens, you call 911 and snitch on your own motherfucking son. Was they tired of this nigga? Like, I guess through interviews, is it a financial gain? Did they not sacrifice, but did they do this for a reason? How you go buy the nigga the gun? Your wife is aware he's gonna do this shit prior to him doing it, and then after it's done, you call the police and tell them a gun is missing in your home. You think your son's the shooter? Y'all some cold motherfuckers. Y'all support it, and then y'all snitch on the nigga.
That was just to cover their butt.
But nah, nigga, his dumbass wife fucked it up when she texted nigga not to do it. They'll say, well, why didn't you notify us then? Why you didn't tell us then what the plot was? How long did you know about the plot? Because the text show you knew about it. Even if the dad gets off, the mother definitely fucked up with that text message she sent you. She should be through for my nigga.
6-hour 9mm handgun purchased by James Crumbley was stored unlocked in a drawer in James and Jennifer's bedroom. The gun
Susie
recovered
said
from
some
the
people,
shooter
kids didn't
at
go
the
to school
school
that day because they
after the
knew
shooting
his
was the same
plot.
gun that was purchased by his father, James Crumbley, on November 26,
Please stop it,
2021.
I'm not
in the
looking at
presence of
no
his son.
charges.
Based upon the foregoing, the Oakland County Prosecutor's Office requested and received authorized. We charged 4 counts of involuntary
Real shit,
manslaughter
Susie.
as to James Crumbley and 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter as to Jennifer Crumbley. I want to be really clear that these charges are intended to hold the individuals who contributed to this tragedy accountable and also send a message that gun owners have a responsibility. When they fail to uphold that responsibility, there are serious and criminal consequences. As we work together to honor the lives lost and all of those impacted by the evil acts this week, justice for the victims and their families is at the forefront of today's announcement. We need to do better in this country. We need to say enough is enough for our kids, our teachers, parents, for all of us in this community and the communities across this nation. Happy to take questions now. One moment. Go ahead, Mr. Chikat.
Last night, the superintendent posted a video and suggested that as a result of that meeting, they saw no reason to contact law enforcement. There was no danger. Have you seen this video that was posted to YouTube last night? And is there any thought you could share on that based on what you said?
I viewed portions of it and was briefed on the contents of the video.
Were there any missteps by the school? Could they have reported or let law enforcement seeing those images?
I don't remember that, Jaquil Block.
Any individual who had the opportunity to stop this tragedy should have done so. The question is, what did they know and when did they know it? I've laid out the facts that were sworn to this afternoon and are the basis for the charges here. Did you have a question?
Yes. You said, we need to do.
If anybody know about Miss Laker, hold on. Miss Laker, let me ask you a question. Miss Laker, you there?
I'm here.
The hood high is fucking. I think I know this answer, but I'm gonna ask you because you got more intel on this. They're charging them with the involuntary shit, right? Can they raise the charges, or they only can lower them once they do that part?
What you mean? What you mean waive the charges?
Can they change it from involuntary to like?
Oh yeah, you can always go up on charges. You can always go up or down on charges.
Okay, I know you can go down for a fact, but I didn't know you can go up.
Yeah, you can go up. You can go up because listen, when who was it that was charged with different stuff? Okay, that one guy who did a killing. When people didn't die at first, but for first he was charged with assault.
Then when they die, it turns into murder.
Yeah, then when they died, they was So like as more stuff come out, they can raise the charges up.
Thank you. Just refresh my memory too. Perfect example. That is true. If a nigga don't die, it's attempted murder or manslaughter of some sort. And if they die, they change it to murder. So they definitely. Hey, I don't know which charges on nobody, but this is fucked up. This is somebody's fucking kid that was going to school to get their education, my nigga, become something in life, and now a few are resting in peace and a few are traumatized and hurt behind this fuck ass 15-year-old. At this point, I don't care what age a motherfucker is. If you got a fucked up kid, you got a fucked up kid. It is what it is. And whoever don't like it, don't like it. And the parents, they just as fucked up as this kid. So this kid really didn't have no hope or no chance with the type of environment he had around him. Go ahead, Ms. Laker.
But they all need some mental some mental health some mental health they need to get. But the school is at fault too. The school a lot of fault in this, a lot of fault. And let me tell you, if that family get a good enough attorney, they can come down off some of them charges because. And then not only that, the school let him stay there knowing what he intended to do. If y'all say he needed some mental help and he needed some within 48 hours, he should not have been allowed to stay in school after drawing that note. He should not have been allowed to stay there, and that should not have been happening. They should have sent him home with his parents. And whether his parents say whether he was going home or not, I'm gonna tell you this: I don't have kids get into a fight in school, and I don't care whether I want them to stay there or not. You got to take them kids home with you when you go up there to, when things happen. If they knew he had mental illness stuff going on, they should have sent him home and he could not come back till they had got mental health set up for that boy. So that school is at fault on a lot of that, and they had reason to search his belongings. So the school did a lot of that.
Exactly. Hey, y'all, remember calling numbers at the bottom of the screen. I will be posting the stream round link again in the chat. I want to hear some other people's opinion along with Miss Laker. So feel free to call in and hit the link in the chat. We're gonna go ahead and listen to some of the questions they asked this prosecutor, and we're gonna hear our responses. Let's go.
School shooting. Are you trying to set a new standard, or is the evidence simply overwhelming in this case?
I have tremendous compassion and empathy for parents who have children who are struggling and at risk for whatever reason. And I am by no means saying that an active shooter situation should always result in a criminal prosecution against parents. But the facts of this case are so egregious. Reading this document, looking at it, reading the words, help me, with a gun, blood everywhere. This doesn't just have impact me as a prosecutor and a lawyer, it impacts me as a mother. The notion
They
that a
not talking
parent
about us, Rod.
would read those words and also know that their son had access to a deadly weapon that they gave him is unconscionable, and I think it's criminal. It is criminal.
Do the parents act as straw buyers for their son who is underage and not allowed to own a firearm in Michigan?
I believe that the facts probably indicate that that's the result, but that would be a federal charge, and if that's appropriate to make that, then I'm confident that they will. Question?
What level of responsibility do you expect from parents in a situation like this?
Well, again, I don't think that this is a unique or unusual interpretation. When you give your child access to a deadly weapon, when you indicate that you're buying a weapon and you sign that it's for yourself, yet
Y'all be sure to
clearly
hit
based
that
on
like button for me
the
one time.
statements
I
of the shooter, the
appreciate y'all.
statements of
And welcome
mom,
to the
that was
hood.
his gun. And then we have the searching of ammunition. We have mom saying, at least you didn't get caught. We have the next morning drawing essentially almost explicitly what he was about to do. I mean, I expect parents and everyone to have humanity and to step in and stop a potential
Y'all
tragedy.
go ahead and become so hood and grab a membership if you don't already have
I'm not
one.
going to make a comment on
I
that.
appreciate y'all.
On the meeting between the parents and the school, you said they're resistant to having their son pulled out of class that day. Hours later, he went on to do the shooting, and there was no communication from the parents that he may have access to a handgun, to be in possession of a handgun after they had been, publicly on social media.
I can confirm what I just stated, which is that they did not indicate to school officials or to their son and inquire about the whereabouts of the gun or the existence of the gun, to my knowledge.
But the school had pushed to have him removed, and they were resistant. Can you give us more detail on that?
I'm not aware. I can't comment on that at this time. That school, he was not removed from the school. He was returned back to class with his backpack, where we have reason to believe the gun was stored in the backpack. Did you have a question right here?
Did school officials ask to inspect the backpack or ask questions about whether the child had, the shooter had a weapon with him?
Not that we have been advised, no.
Do you know if between the first incident and the second at the school, the two teachers or whoever were each aware of what had transpired? Like the teacher number two, was that teacher aware of what happened on day one? Or
I can't speak to that.
That's
I
real
don't
talk,
know.
Spoon.
For the families, have you briefed them on what your investigation has found, specifically with the school?
I have spoken to the parents and indicated the nature of the charges that might be coming. I have not spoken about the school. And
what was their reaction in terms of your communication with them about some of this?
these people are in incredibly deep, horrific pain and grief. Their reaction is as you expect. They will want anyone who had the opportunity to stop this from happening to have done it.
Will the parents be arrested today, or will they be allowed to turn themselves in?
I can't comment on that.
Is your office looking at anybody else for charges, maybe school officials?
The investigation's ongoing.
Did the school have any reason to believe, or the teachers have any reason to believe that he had a weapon on him that day?
I've stated what was known to the individuals, what the search indicated in ammunition, what the document, I stated every single sentence that was on that document. So I suppose you should draw your own conclusion. The conclusion I draw is that there was absolute reason to believe this individual was dangerous and disturbed, and I'll leave it at that.
Is the school district fully cooperating with the investigation at this point?
I haven't conducted the investigation, so I can't say.
Prior to the shooting, did the district superintendent's office know about the issues that happened in the high school? Did it stay in the high school, or did someone in the high school actually go to the superintendent's office or the administration and say, this is what we have going on?
I don't have any information about that at this time.
Hindsight being what it is, how was this young man allowed to go back to class, given the circumstances you've described?
There go the question right there that I'm talking about.
And they're victims too. I'm not trying to assess blame, but yet they let him back in class with this type of severity. How does that happen?
He's white.
I'm not going to give you a political answer, and I'm not going to cover for anybody, and I'm just going to say what I think, and that is, of course he shouldn't have gone back to that classroom. Of course he shouldn't have. And I don't have ill feelings or negative feelings about anyone, and but of course he should have. He should not have been allowed to go back to that class, and I believe that is a universal position, and I'm not going to chastise or attack, but yeah, I mean it.
Real shit, Miss G. They on the run. That's what the news is
I do,
reporting.
and then the investigation.
I think the police actually reported it.
What are these involuntary manslaughter charges, the strongest possible charges you are considering for them?
It's the strongest possible charge that we could prove, and that there's probable cause to charge.
Also, when you grab a membership over here, y'all, you can be a mod. So if anybody get to hate on the hood, you can blow their wig back. See, I definitely tap in. It's only $3.99, y'all. I
Good
know y'all
question.
can grab
Michigan's
a
laws are
membership.
woefully inadequate.
So click
We
the
don't
link
have
at
a
the
safe
top of the
storage
chat and
law
show the hood some
legally.
love. I
We're not
appreciate it.
legally required to store a weapon in a safe manner. Children are allowed to attend with their parents so long as their parents is present. So the answer to that question is we don't have strong enough laws.
Have you uncovered any evidence for the gun purchase and gain coming up to
Roll me up another blunt while this going on.
his state of mind was and where what his state of mind was?
There's evidence about state of mind prior to that day. I can't comment on it, and it is not related to the allegations that we're making at this time. Yes. I don't believe so, but I can't say that for certain.
Prosecutor, how long was the plot? You described it as premeditated. How long had it been meditated?
Long enough. Long enough. Yes. 1 second. Go ahead.
I like the real content, y'all. Go ahead, hit that like button, that subscribe button, and welcome to the hood.
Upon hearing that there was an active shooter on that day, Mr. Crumbley drove straight to his home to look for his gun. I think that's all I need to say about that.
But the mother texted the boy before he did it. Don't do it though. How y'all ignoring that statement?
Based on what we've reviewed, the gun shop owner is not under investigation.
He sold it to the dad. He did what he was supposed to do. Gun shop owner cool.
No.
Whether they did or not, or I don't know. I don't think we have at this point full statements that.
You know, I like for y'all to be a part of the show. So call in the number or click the StreamYard link in the chat. Come on up and voice your opinion. In a minute, I'm just gonna read y'all fucking shit. Stop putting it on the screen, y'all. I want y'all to fuck with me. Come up here or call the number in. I'm only gonna read the super chats. So come on up here and voice your opinion. Y'all call the number or click the screen link.
I'd be angry too, and I am. But that doesn't mean that there's a criminal culpability. But
I like high engagement interaction with my viewers, y'all. Y'all know what's up. It's good.
I'm angry as a.
You ain't gotta sit up here forever. Just come up here and give your opinion. And if you want to get back down, you can get back down.
There were a lot of
If you want to
things
chill,
that
you
have
can
been so
chill.
simple to prevent.
Just don't be on no
Yes,
goofy
there
shit.
was a perfectly executed response, and he was apprehended immediately, and we have great law enforcement and good training. But I said before, 4 kids were murdered, and then 7 more injured. So yes, I think we should all be very angry, and we should take a very hard
King of
look at what
content.
is in place in terms of criminal responsibility, what gun owners are required to do. And again, I will say this every single hour on the hour, and I think that I have. I am not here to say that people shouldn't own guns. I know a lot of people who own guns, but they do so responsibly. And it's your responsibility, it's your
Smoking this
duty
gold
to
in the
make sure
building.
that you don't give access to this deadly weapon to somebody that you have reason to believe is going to harm someone. And it is our position that on that morning.
Hold on, y'all. So, Miss Laker,
Yeah.
what's your opinion on the prosecutor saying she wasn't gonna make no excuses for the school? And
Because she know the school wrong. The school wrong. Didn't I say that before the guy even asked the question? I'm like, the school is dead wrong. They was not supposed to allow him in that school after none of that stuff happened. And
so,
especially they say,
not an example of white privilege then?
yes, yes. And then by them thinking that they schools better, they better than other people. They don't have no security. They don't do no checks on the kids and this and that. You know, every school in the hood got metal detectors you got to walk through and this and that. You know, and even where I live at, the schools don't have metal detectors in it. You know, none of the schools my kids went to had metal detectors in it. You know what I'm saying? So they barely had security guards. You know, but yeah, that's just how people do when you got money and a whole lot of, you know, like you said, white privileged people go to school, you know, they don't have all that. But there's no way. And as I said, if they charging the parents like that, it's or they not going to charge the school because that's the state and they're not going to go against the state. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to a lawsuit, this state, the city, whatever, they finna rip them apart. They finna rip them
Right.
apart. They don't have to just go after the parents.
But also the day before. But that morning, looking at that drawing, it's impossible not to conclude that there was a reason to believe he was going to hurt somebody.
Have you given any explanation as to why the school resource officer was not included in that meeting that morning at the school?
I don't have any information.
Can I ask you?
Yes.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Can you confirm the date that the suspect was searching for ammo on his phone?
It was the day before the shooting.
Okay. And can you confirm the name of the gun shop where he got it? Where he got the gun?
Who's Acme?
And then one more question.
You said 2.
First classes on, are they on Zoom the day sitting at the Thanksgiving? Is that related to the threat?
I can't speak to that. I know that there were in-person classes on that day. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
She get the question's getting too tough. She got to run.
Right. Yeah, now I got more content for y'all. Let's go.
Hold up. I want to see that thing that one guy in the chat was talking about. I said I didn't see that story about the autistic lady got arrested about some picture or something. I'm gonna have to look that up. I ain't see that.
So
But
somebody
I'm so
got
glad.
check that out, y'all. Let me give y'all a second to peep that out. I'm gonna be out on the screen for y'all to check out for a second.
Oh, they got an attorney already. Any attorney that's trying to get his name out there, he would take that case.
Yeah. My bad. I didn't know the advertisement popped up, y'all. Yeah, check out that headline though.
Huh?
I'm letting them check out that headline before I discuss it. Matter of fact, let me blow it up so they can see it.
The Marshals will get them. They if they want them, they'll get them.
Cincinnati.com, the Inquirer says U.S. Marshal searches for James and Jennifer Crumbley. The attorney said they had turned themselves in, so the motherfuckers took off, lawyered up, and now I guess once they get everything situated, which is normal in some cases, they'll walk in with their lawyer, turn themselves in, and face the slap on the wrist that they're facing. When clearly, again, I can't say for the father, but the mother, you can clearly know not only was she in on it, but she knew about it before it happened. This is just another example of how, whites do shit and they, based on how they look or who they are, they get the minimum charge, minimum sentence. Where we got niggas in prison still to this day in some states for selling some weed because niggas wanted to get high. Stealing candy bars and shit, stupid shit. Breaking inside houses and watching pornos and shit. Making sandwiches. You understand me? I'm done rolling my blunt, y'all. Let's check into this article, see what they talk about. The search for James and Jennifer Crumbley has been taken over by the U.S. Marshal Service. So, for those that don't know what that means, police, probably a couple of detectives have tried to locate the two, and they cannot find them. Now, even though we know from the title that the attorney said they're going to turn themselves in, the the way they just disappeared to where now the U.S. Marshals are called in to find them, no, that seems kind of odd too. Like they are that good at hiding. Think about it. The moms text the son, "You got to know how to get away with it." They get to some shit, and local police can't find these niggas. They had to have the marshals come find these motherfuckers. So, peep, just pay attention to what I'm showing you guys and what I'm telling y'all. She told the son, "You gotta learn how to get away with shit." And just by coincidence, her and her father get into trouble, and just that fast, they easy, they can disappear. So she hadn't taught her son obviously the game yet at 15, because obviously
No,
they know how to disappear on a motherfucker. They
they had
know
a
how to
plan
disappear,
already.
y'all. Understand the point that I'm trying to point out, y'all. The U.S. Marshals are looking for them because local PD and whoever else they got to do it could not find these two. So obviously, these motherfuckers might be into some more shit that we just don't know about. These niggas obviously know how to get away with some shit or at least fucking disappear. Let's get back to the article though. Working with the Oakland County Sheriff Office. See, the marshals are working with the sheriff's office. Oakland can't find them. The marshals are continuing a man-hour long manhunt for the parents. Let me read that again. Working with the Oakland County Sheriff Office, the marshals are continuing hours long manhunt for the parents. These motherfuckers then got gone. The little nigga was too young to learn the game, but the parents nigga, they is not playing. These niggas then got the fuck on. Think about that, y'all. They knew, man, the mama's a cold piece of work, and she looked more innocent than the daddy do. She's a cold piece of motherfucking work. She said they probably right out here in Nebraska. Shit, they would blend right in. Now they probably in Kentucky with polar bitch ass hiking. He good at that shit. You know what I'm saying? Smiley Smile said 100. Hey, for real though, the parents nigga done got the fuck on, y'all. Let's continue the article. It said, working on a hours long manhunt for the parents of Ethan Crumbley, the 15-year-old student who is accused of the Oxford High School shooting that killed four fellow students and injured seven others. The search for the couple comes hours after charges were pressed against them in connection with the incident. So after they got hit with the charges, they disappeared. So the police weren't even watching them. They damn sure wasn't on the house. They went right back to peace, no problems, no issues. If this was black or Hispanics, even if it was the kid, there has still people watching the parents' house at least for a few months to see what else they up to. White privilege once again. Oakland County Prosecutor McDonald announced the involuntary manslaughter charges each for the Crambleys earlier Friday, and they was expected to be arraigned by video Friday in the 52-3 District Court in Rochester Hills. The U.S. Marshals official Twitter account said the U.S. Marshals have adopted the case of the search for James and Jennifer Crumbley. Man, like I said, I'm going to keep pointing this out, y'all. These motherfuckers got ghosts. The parents of the accused Oxford High School, Michigan shooter. The USMS Detroit Fugitive Apprehension Team is working in conjunction with the Oakland County Sheriff Office on the search. She should have taught her son how to do it right. No, she shouldn't have taught her son nothing. But jokingly, obviously, they know how to disappear. During a hearing that started about noon before the judge Nicholson, a lieutenant with the Oakland County Sheriff Office said the parents were not in custody. The Oakland County Fugitive Team, along with several agencies, were searching for the couple as of Friday night. So they looking for these motherfuckers to put the cuffs on them. I believe these are old photos, though. I don't think these are the new ones. Anyway, the actions of fleeing and ignoring their attorney certainly adds weight to the charges. Okay, so their own attorney, who said they're going to turn themselves in, uh, coached them into not doing it, and they ignored what their own attorney said. Look, the actions of fleeing and ignoring their attorney certainly adds weight to the charges. So how is he guaranteeing them that they're going to turn themselves in when they've already ignored? So he don't even know where the fuck they at. Oakland County Sheriff Bouchers or whatever, said in a release Friday they cannot run from their part in the tragedy. However, the Crumbley's attorney Smith and Marilyn Lehman says that despite reports the couple is not on the run and they will be returning to the area to be arraigned. The Crumleys left town on the night of the tragic shooting for their own safety, they said in a message to the Free Press. On Thursday night, we contacted the Oakland County prosecutors to discuss this matter and to advise her that James and Jennifer Crumbley would be turning themselves in to be arraigned. Instead of communication with us, the prosecutor held a press conference to announce charges. So they wasn't waiting on them to turn themselves in. They just said, fuck it. They plan, we're going to charge these motherfuckers. Still some light charges for what the fuck they did, especially for the mama.
That because
Believe me.
she don't think she can get them indicted on more. They're not even arraigned yet, so they haven't been set. No charges, no permanent
Right.
charges, or no bond or nothing. So once they arraigned and indicted, then she see when you go to the grand jury, that because you let the grand jury make your case for you. So they take what you can be charged with, whatever they indict you on. So that's all she thinks she can get. But I think she can get more if she go after it.
Now, when I first heard this story, like I told y'all earlier, I was looking at the dad real spooky. Now, him getting a gun is still spooky to me, but since then, I've shifted my focus to the mama, man. Like, she's a cold piece of work. She knew this shit was going to happen prior. She texted a nigga not to do it, didn't tell her husband or didn't tell nobody else to help prevent these kids from dying. She didn't even go in her own son backpack and check or remove the gun from him. And then they're so good at hiding to where the sheriffs have to find them. There's something more to these weird motherfuckers, y'all. These Dexter motherfuckers we be seeing on these little stories. The Crumleys left town the night of the tragic shooting their own safety, blah blah blah. They're not fleeing from the law enforcement despite recent comments from the media. FBI officials in Detroit said they were not involved with the search for the Crumblies Friday afternoon. At this time, we are not assisting with the search for the parents. A statement from the Free Press reads, however, we are prepared to provide any assistance required by the Sheriff's Office. Police released an alert to be on the lookout for the parents who drive a 2021 black Kia SUV with the license plate is listed, and they also own a white Kia Soul station wagon with the plates listed, according to the Secretary of State records in Oakland County Sheriff Department. Wow. Let me see what y'all talking about in the chat. Let me see. They are going to get captured in a Walmart parking lot, camped out somewhere. Bro, I thought it was a fool. Oh man, this shit is crazy, y'all. Let's see. I got one more video on this shit I want to show y'all.
On this story, we do have breaking news here for you. Be on the lookout. A bolo alert has been issued for James and Jennifer Crumbley, the parents of Ethan Crumbley, the accused Oxford High School shooter. Now, we did have our reporter, Fox 2's Jessica Dubnak, who had confirmed through 2 police departments that a statewide bolo was issued for the Crumbleys just here on Friday afternoon, hours after they were charged with involuntary manslaughter in connection to the Oxford High School shootings. Now, a description of the vehicle or last possibly known location was released. Anyone who sees the Crumbleys, they are pictured here on your screen in that left-hand box. You're urged to call police. The Crumbleys were charged just today with 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter. Now, evidence ranging from text messages to a purchase of a firearm and a meeting before the tragedy unfolded, all factored into the charges directed towards the parents. We just listened into that press conference with Oakland County Prosecutor Karen McDonald. She said the parents were the only individuals in the position to know the access to weapons seems to have been just freely available to that individual when she was speaking about that gun. Now, also during this press conference, she had chastised both the parents of Ethan Crumbley for not making decisions that could have kept their son from harming others, and the state's gun laws for being too broad, saying, "I have tremendous compassion and empathy for parents who have children who are struggling and at risk for whatever reason, and I am by no means saying that an active shooter situation should result in criminal prosecution against parents." Now, of course, we're continuing to work here for you to learn more about this. But again, the picture of those 2 parents who are the parents of the suspect in this high school shooting tragedy are now being searched for from police. This just coming after they were charged. Again, this morning, each parent were charged with 4 counts. So we do want to continue to always keep you up to date with the latest. You can stay with us right here on Live Now from Fox 4. Always the latest developments in top stories
King
coming
of
to us.
content.
So Miss Lakin, what you think now? The mother is. I know both parents is at fault, but do you understand the portion where I'm like, because of her text messages before and after, she's a big part of this, like more than what I assumed the father was.
Yeah, I see because you said what she texts or whatever. But like I say, she can use that, and said that she didn't mean for she didn't know he was doing no shooting. She just knew he had issues and
No,
she had
no,
the gun.
no.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
saying no, I'm telling you as a lawyer which way they can come with it. I'm just telling you. I
right,
ain't saying
but
the right way. I'm just
that
telling you how they can
right,
come
right.
with it.
That's not gonna uphold.
You
She
don't know
text
that
look, she texted boy, don't do it. What did you mean by that?
because she could have thought that like he was gonna do it because she saw what they brought him in. Okay, look, when they
Okay.
came to the office, did he do the shooting that same day?
Yeah, same day. He went back to
Okay.
school and she
Okay,
texted him.
understand this. Understand
Hold
this.
on, hold on. Hold on. He went back to school and then she texted him after he went back to school, don't do it.
Right. When she realized, she's gonna say, "When I realized the gun was not home no more. When I got home, when I realized the gun wasn't there, he had to have the gun on him."
No,
They can say like, "Why you didn't call?"
rewind. Why did you text him? Don't do it.
I'm finna tell you why I text him. Don't
No,
do
but
it.
you saying go home. No, they hadn't made it home.
Okay, but she realized that when he sent the picture, she realized what his mind was up to, how he felt. You know what I'm saying? She gonna say that that's the reason why she told him don't do it. She didn't know whether he was gonna do it on purpose, intentionally or not. She just saying if you feel like that, don't do it.
All right, hold on, Miss
But
Lady.
then she screwed herself talking about I ain't mad at you, just don't get caught. Then she threw her own stuff under the bus for that.
Right. Hey, Vicky, welcome to the Hood on Live, baby girl. What's good with you?
Hey, I'm good.
Hey,
I
what's your?
wanted to say that
Go ahead.
I think it's smart of the prosecutor to not charge them with something more right now, especially since they're on the run. Because I feel like they were charged with something heavy right now, they would probably never see them. But if they feel like they just gonna get some manslaughter,
So you think
little,
this is a
then
play just to bait them in, and then they're gonna possibly jack it up later on?
it would be smart of them to do it that way.
Right. I understand that logic. Now, what do you think about the text messages the mother sent? Both of them.
Well, what I think they're probably gonna do with those text messages, because he's not supposed to have a gun because he's too young, right?
I believe so. That's what
So
she
if
said.
someone gives them a child a gun, that's considered a felony, isn't it?
I believe so.
So if a felony was committed for something that you did, then everyone should be charged the same. So that
Accessory.
might be what they're gonna do.
Right. It got to be an accessory.
Yeah.
Y'all gave him a gun. You obviously knew what was gonna happen before it happened, and you basically said you fucked up. You should have did it the right way. The mother did.
Right. What's that? Capital punishment? Isn't that called capital punishment?
I thought it was accessory. That might be his charge, but I
No.
believe the parents' charge is accessory because the mother clearly
Because
knew
I
before it
mean,
happened. It
if
happened.
they supplied him with the weapon
They did.
underage
They did.
with ammo,
Think about it. How was he
so
able? How was he able to take the picture and post it on his IG prior? Obviously, he had the weapon at home or wherever he was at, and I'm sure his parents can't say they didn't know he posted it on his IG because I'm sure someone that knows them and family definitely informed them of him posting that picture.
right.
I mean, you could try
Yeah,
to
they
play
not. I don't feel
down.
like they're gonna get off easy though.
What I'm
Not at
saying
all.
is, based off to what they give us black people and Hispanics in this jail system, them charges is way too light. I hate to play the race card, but we all know damn well if this was black parents, nigga, it'd have been accessory off the jump, and they wouldn't have went home.
Um, I don't know. They probably would play the cards the same way, especially if they ran off. They might play the cards the same
Shit,
way.
everybody can't
But
get away
they're
with the
gonna make an
same
example
thing.
out of them. They're gonna make an example out of them. They are.
And ain't this the first time they actually went after the parents for this?
Yeah, it has to be proven that the parents. Yeah,
I'm talking about from previous school shootings. Ain't they the first ones whose parents they actually going after?
yeah.
This shit is crazy. Okay, so now, why do you think he was brought in safely? Why
Mm.
was there no threat of that, even though he had already assassinated a few other kids?
Well, I don't know, but at the same time, I was talking to somebody in Texas. With the black boy who brought the gun to school and he did that shooting and stuff. He was brought in safely too. I think he was released that same day.
Released?
Yeah.
Oh wow. So Ms. Laker, coming from the law profession, you think you would be able to get the parents off with the evidence that's the little evidence that we do have and that's presented?
I ain't gonna say I can get them all the way off. I can get the murder charge off.
So if they was charged with murder or accessory, you think you would be able to beat that?
Yeah, because it's somebody else at fault besides the parent.
It's
And you
because
can't
look,
tell nobody, you can't tell me what nobody mind state is,
now hold
even though
on,
in this,
hold on. From a lawyer perspective, even if you say there's more people at fault, that doesn't change your
you
portion of
finna
it
tell,
at
I'm
all.
finna tell you about that part, but the other part I'm saying. Listen to this. When you keep saying that I texted, you keep going to that part where she texted him, don't do it. You can't say she knew ahead of time that him and her discussed that. You can't say that for sure. That's hearsay. You
So
can
what did that
assume
mean?
it.
So
Hold up,
then that
listen.
go ahead.
She can say, listen, she can say that because he drew the picture, she can say, you know what, if you're thinking about that, you better not, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? And so it's ways around stuff. You know
Okay,
what I'm
but
saying?
then when the lawyer
And that's
prosecute, hold on. Now, when the prosecutor follow up, if you use the excuse you just said, then the prosecutor follow up with, well, after it happened, you said you need to learn how to get away with it. Then what's your defense? Because now you sounding crazy saying that the first one meant something what you just said,
bro,
and
okay,
now
get away with what? I didn't say what you getting away with. I can say you can get away with a lot of bringing a gun to school, not get caught bringing it to school.
so
It's a lot of ways.
so playing that dumb you get you
She
off the hook.
never. It's a play on words. That's all things are. A play on words. You play on words with stuff.
Vicky, if you were sitting in the jury and Miss Lawyer was defending these parents, based off the defense Miss Laker is giving us, what would
I ain't
you
putting no
vote?
whole defense up there yet. I ain't
I
putting no whole
know,
defense.
I know. I said based off the defense you gave us just now, what would be your verdict on the parents?
Well, it is the lawyer's jobs to prove, you know, that they had involvement in that. It would have to be something more detailed than that. I'm just saying, watching all the cases that I've studied.
So just based off the text messages and Miss Laker defense, you're saying you wouldn't be able to vote guilty on that charge, right?
I feel like they know more than what they're telling us right now because she said that it was so overwhelming, the proof that they have. So they probably know some more stuff that we don't know, and probably the son's testimony is going to come into play as well.
Well, people in courts, like Ms. Laker was describing, is totally different. It's a play on words and it's about evidence. But common sense lets you know what the mother meant when it came to them two messages. But in court, again, it's about what you can prove. And hey, maybe they might be able to get off on some shit. But
Yeah,
it's
they
some
might.
bullshit though. That's an accessory. The daddy bought the gun. The mama knew about it. She texted him. He did a sloppy job, just like the young dog killers. And now all of a sudden, well, maybe that's why they hit him with so less of a charge then.
Well, you know that Casey Anthony case, right?
Hmm.
It was about the white mom. She killed her daughter, and the
Right.
proof was so like out there. You know, white, black people,
Yes,
everybody
thank
got
you,
this.
thank you,
They're like
thank you.
she killed her baby,
Right.
but the freaking lawyer they had for that case was crazy. He was able to just like paint this vivid picture, and she got off
Wow.
just off of
Okay.
how he described it and stuff and everything. Just off of his description, she got off, and she was acquitted.
All I gotta create is reasonable doubt. That's all I gotta create is
Because everybody
reasonable
knows she
doubt.
did it. But if you get you a good attorney who know how to spin a story, then you good to go.
It's a play on words. That's all it is.
Just like the OJ shit, you good.
Right. Shit.
It's just a play. And see, people, I don't have to prove whether they're innocent or guilty. All I have to do is create reasonable doubt. That's all I gotta do. That's all I gotta do. Anything the prosecution push on me, all I gotta do is push it back on them. No, that's not what they meant. You can't say that. You know what I'm saying? That's why you're allowed to object to what they say and things. You know what I'm saying? It's all just a play on words.
Hmm.
That's all it is.
Who got the better story? That's it.
Right. And you got to you can't tell me you can then see this is another thing. You can't say what somebody meant when they said something. Only the person that said it can tell you what they meant. You can't, it's hearsay coming from you. You don't know what she meant when she texted that. You can't
Okay,
prove it what that she meant what you saying. She's
we gonna
when
let,
you, okay, you think she meant that, but she gonna tell you no, that's not what she meant.
okay, we're gonna tap in with the UK. Susie say if they're bringing charges, surely they got more on them than what they make in public. What you
Yeah, they
think about
do.
that?
They might have more on them than that, but they still putting out there the how can I put this? They still putting out there stuff that is beatable in court. You know what I'm saying? Most of they case is hearsay. Most of they cases that you assume that they did this, you assume that they did that, you assume because listen to this, just because I went to the store and I bought a gun and my child took it and posted like front my child just fronting like oh my parents bought me this present. That don't mean I bought it for you. That's just something you saying. You wouldn't behind my back and posted that. I didn't buy that for you. Like the dad, when he called the police, said my son took my gun. I think my son is shooter because he got my gun is missing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They it's things that you can cover it up. It's he put that out there right then and there that he didn't know the child had the gun. He didn't know the son went and got it, or that he was had no knowledge the gun was even missing till he went home and he heard oh it was a shooting. Then he thought about my gun. Was that our child? He looked, the gun was gone. Oh man, I think that was my son did that. You know what I'm saying? They built their case like a little bit right there to show that they act like they didn't know nothing about it and they didn't know that the gun was missing ahead of time and that he had it, all that. So some of the stuff she put out there, just like them people was asking those questions and she ain't had no answer for it because the case ain't all the way built. That's why she ain't got no answer to those questions. And you able to throw some of that blame off on somebody else. So they can't carry all that blame by themselves. That's why, listen, when you get charged with involuntary manslaughter, you don't have to do no time in jail. You know what I'm saying? It's probationable. But to each their own. Every state different. I know in our state it's probationable, but as I'm just gonna say from a lawyer point of view, I can eat them alive. I can eat them alive, defending them. I wouldn't want to though. I wouldn't want to, but a good lawyer can.
Okay, okay. Hold on. I can't remember the code for it. Hey, y'all see the what YouTube channel on the screen? It's the Hood and Life Finance channel. This is where I buy my stocks at and other ways to either make money or save money. I'm about to really start uploading and doing content on this channel. Um, I got all kind of things I want to do with this, and I'm gonna teach y'all a whole bunch of shit. So definitely subscribe to the Hood Unlock Finance. If you want to make money, invest, you want to learn, I want y'all to tap in with me over there. Show that some love so we can get it popping over there and we can get to that motherfucking bag. Oh man. Now, seeing that the boy had, like I said, posted the video or a picture of him having a gun at some point prior on his Instagram, that shows the parents negligent to store and put up the weapon. I'm gonna drop the link to that channel too in the
Yeah,
chat.
it shows their necklace to secure the weapon. It does show that. So that's how she's able to get that charge right there because they was negligent in securing the weapon for
Okay,
the
let
child.
me ask you this. There's a law. I don't know if it goes everywhere, but I know it's definitely where I'm at in California. I've heard there's other places too.
Yeah, there's
Law,
somebody with a gun that she was negligent.
right, right,
You- uh,
right,
yeah, because
right,
did you
right.
see that one mother that was on Zoom and her 2-year-old son shot and killed her, and the boyfriend left the gun in a book bag? The boyfriend got charged with the murder. You know what I'm saying? Because he did not. There's a lot of places that got that law. If you don't secure the gun and something happened with it, you at fault with it.
Look, Tanya says she texts, "Don't do it." 5 minutes after he killed those kids, why did they leave town and not show up to their son's court appearance? Why did they join by Skype? Exactly.
But who's know that they whether they have a good relationship or not? I'm thinking like you. The child might have been a troublesome child, and they thought of this a way to get him off their hands.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
he definitely got some motherfucking issues, man. I don't give a fuck.
But the parents was like they ain't even old enough to be his parents, first of all, and they look more like they would be his friends as parents instead of being
No,
parents.
check this. Hey, Vicky, check this out. I said it earlier. I want to ask you though. Have you peeped how fast and how slick the parents have been able to just disappear to the point to where the marshals and other agencies have been called in to find them? Obviously, after telling her son he needs to learn how to get away with it or whatever she said to the nature of that, how she and her husband was able to disappear to the point to where, oh, we gonna turn ourselves in when we ready. Y'all just hold on.
Only thing they got to do right now is make it to a country that don't expedite you back to
Ah, Vicky, you there?
Yeah.
Did you hear me?
No, what you say?
I said, oh shit, I'm high as fuck. You tripping. What I asked her, Miss Laker?
about the text, didn't you?
Well, I asked her about no goddamn text, man. What the
I thought
hell?
you asked her about the boy, the mother agreeing, saying what she said with the boy.
See, man, I thought I was the only one smoking weed on the show.
I was talking about my mind was somewhere else. I was thinking about like 100 ways to get around this case. Look, I'm already in defense mode. I could defend this case like already with what they got. I don't care what else evidence they got. I could whip
Oh,
them with
that's what I
okay.
hold on. That's what I asked Vicky. Come off of mute. I said, have you paid attention to how good the mom and dad is at
Oh,
disappearing to the point?
disappeared. Yeah, that's what you said. How they
Yeah,
can't tell
to
the
the
mom and
point
told
to
them
where,
don't get caught and she
hold
gone.
on, because at this point they're using other agencies to collaborate to look for him. I believe the marshal was called in. So for her to text her son, you need to learn how to not get caught or something to the effect of that. And then here it is, you niggas get charged and y'all gone a day early to the point to where they can't find you motherfuckers. You best even told the police, the marshals, and whoever else involved, we good. We gonna turn ourselves in when we ready.
Right.
Like the mom and dad already is pretty good at disappearing. So what the parents got going on?
Well, you really don't know what be going on in people's households and shit, or what they
No,
be
but you
high off
peeped how
of.
they just able to disappear to where the marshals can't find these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Ain't that crazy? Like these motherfuckers done really just disappeared on these niggas.
Maybe they feel like they about to go off the grid and do some crazy shit. I don't know.
The lady
But
talking about they say they gonna turn themselves in when they ready. What the fuck? We
yeah,
can't do that shit. Ain't none of that. Oh, man, they'll find us at auntie house real fast.
they crazy.
I think how y'all even know this was my auntie, nigga?
That's not too surprising though. I mean, people are crazy. You'll be surprised how crazy people are.
Right.
But if anything, their son, I don't know, because him drawing those pictures and shit like that, and especially for me working in the behavioral field, some teachers, some people will just view it as just like attention-seeking behavior,
Look, I don't care
and they
what
won't take
nobody
it
say.
seriously.
The way the mama responded to the messages through Texas, my nigga, she just as fucked up as her son, my nigga. I don't know what she got going on, but that bitch is just as fucked up as her son.
Yeah, she is.
Straight up, that's not a concerning mother response. That's not a loving mother response. She on some nigga, you need to learn how to get away with the shit type shit. Like, no, nigga, the fuck is wrong with you?
Maybe they was hoping they was gonna kill herself. It's a possibility.
Yeah, well, no, 'cause you can't go because if he kill himself, you don't get insurance. Somebody got to kill him, unless the police did it.
No,
Then
they probably thought the police were gonna kill them. But if somebody kill themselves, you just get insurance. It's either a year or 2 years. It depends on the policy.
right, they all evil. Yeah, that's a lot of bullshit going on in the world, y'all. Y'all be safe when you're out there in the motherfucking street, cause shit get real motherfucking spooky. Well, look though, y'all. That's it for today. I've been on this motherfucking hour and a half. I definitely want to thank everybody that came on the panel, Miss Laker, Vicky, as always. I appreciate y'all tapping in. Miss Laker, I better see a green membership with you real soon. I know you support the channel still, so I need to see you greenlit, okay?
Yeah, when I start being on YouTube more, I will.
Nah, hell nah. I want to hear that shit. You still supposed to be greenlit whether you on here or not, Miss Laker. You know how we rock.
Yeah, I probably will.
I appreciate it,
Look, I
though.
don't hold no membership in nobody else's chat.
That's why I said you better definitely have one with mine, nigga. Now I'm exclusive. But I definitely appreciate you tapping in. I definitely hope to see you at the next show, all right?
Always.
All right, holla at you. Vic, what's good with you, baby girl? I know you like to promote your little Facebook, your little twerkatron thing. Go ahead and throw your shit out there for everybody.
You can follow me on Instagram at Victoria Todd _2020 or Facebook at Victoria Todd.
All right, well, you be safe out there. The motherfuckers is crazy too, girl. You start being in trouble in them streets.
All right, bye.
I'll see you next time. Salute to Tanya for the donation, man. I really appreciate all the support I get for any and everybody. I just received it, Tanya. I appreciate you, man. I'm glad you rock with me. Like I said, I like all my supporters, but I like my true supporters. And I do understand some people ain't got it like that. So you watching, liking, and subscribing to my channel is also good enough for me. I'm a real street nigga and I ain't always had it good and I still ain't got it good. That's why I'm doing this for myself and I'm doing this for y'all. It's good night, Susie. I appreciate you showing your donation and showing love to the Hood Unlocked. You in the UK, I know it's late. I don't know how late it is, but I know it's late. So for you to be rocking with me, I definitely appreciate you, Susie. And I hope to definitely see you and come on the show sometime. Let me hear your voice, baby girl. You're definitely welcome. John Linden said, "Go, Brandon." You's a weirdo, dude. We put you back in time out for the next show. Tanya said, "Send a tip on your way out, people." I appreciate you letting them know to do that, Tanya. Tanya's just not just saying that, she actually does it. So I definitely appreciate her and everything that she do. And I definitely got her tip and I appreciate it. Like I said, the channel's growing. Once it starts getting to a certain financial level, I will start be giving away trips, prizes, and once it finally gets to the point where I can give away cars and things like that, I'm gonna do it for y'all on some real shit. But again, I can't do it until the channel gets to that point. So y'all keep hitting that like button, that subscribe button, y'all keep fucking with me. I am Sensei Official, and as always, I like to welcome y'all to the Hood on Lock. I'll see y'all next time. I mean, y'all be safe, man. West.
Goodbye, and the
They just had to hit a nigga with a commercial, though. I love y'all, though. Peace.
DJ Khaled, we the best. Who? We, nigga, we the best. This the remix, the I'm So Hood remix. I'm making more scenes. You can put your hands up. Hood, my hood niggas, can you stand up? If you not from here, you can walk it. And you not hood.
King of content. What's up? You're rocking with Senior, and I'd like to welcome you to the Hood on